Aryan stared at the blank laptop screen long after the message vanished, his own reflection now feeling foreign, eyes twitching slightly offbeat, lips curling when he wasn't smiling. And that was when he understood the full horror of Kabir's words. The more he searched, the more he saw, and the more he saw, the less the world obeyed the laws of logic, time, or perception. Because the witness was not just stalking his mind, it was replacing pieces of it, hijacking the wiring of his thoughts like a virus, rewriting the operating system of a machine. He hadn't slept in nearly 4 days now, but even when he closed his eyes, the dreams were no longer his. Visions of Mira trapped in looping time fragments, endless corridors made of velvet, and mirrors that didn't reflect but recorded. Aryan decided to go completely offline, smashing his phone, burning his laptop, erasing his identity from every traceable platform, and driving out to the farthest border of Caligar to an abandoned sanatorium listed in Echo Null, S Final File, a place once used for psychological experiments in the 1970s, shut down after a fire destroyed half the records and left the rest under sealed government lock. According to Echo Null, this place wasn't random. It was where the first known encounter with the witness had been recorded under a classified operation called Project Red Eye. Aryan broke into the ruins under moonlight, flashlight flickering with every step, paint peeling from the walls like dried skin, and silence stretching so far it felt alive. Deep in the archive basement, he found a filing cabinet welded shut and a broken mirror beside it, not cracked but shattered outward, as if something had come through it. After prying open the drawer, he discovered a single surviving folder labeled Test 00, Subject Mira Roy. Aryan's heart stopped. This wasn't a coincidence. Mira had been part of this place, a child subject in an experimental program to study perception anomalies known as Red Children, who showed unusual mirror reactions and suffered recurring dreams of watchers. She had been monitored for years, her life carefully shaped, and then the project was shut down. But someone or something had kept watching her, waiting for the right moment to reawaken the anomaly. Aryan now realized Mira hadn't vanished randomly. She had been called back. Just then, footsteps echoed in the hallway above, even though no one else should have been there. And the air turned heavy, electric, like sound itself was bending. Aryan turned toward the stairwell, and there it was. The witness, standing at the top, faceless, skin like wax stretched over shadow, wearing a human form that never stopped shifting. It didn't move, it didn't breathe, but Aryan could feel its gaze like static in his skull. He ran, but every hallway looped back to the same room, the same mirror, the same folder. His mind splintered further with each turn, until he realized he was no longer navigating space, but memory. This place wasn't a building. It was a trap built from the architecture of his own consciousness, a maze forged from every image, idea, and fear he'd collected since the moment he saw Mira's photo. And now, he could hear her voice again, whispering, "It's too late, Aryan. Once you see him, you become him." He looked in the mirror, and this time he saw not Mira, not the faceless man, but himself standing in the red velvet room alone, the last flicker of his identity unraveling as the witness finally stepped through.